The Rad Power Bikes Rad Mission 1 is exceptional. Let's just get out there and say that from the start. The Mission 1 is exceptional. It's everything you could possibly need for a little urban commuter, for getting to work, for getting to school, for getting out into the wilderness and just enjoying a little dirt trail or a boardwalk around a beach. The bike has a lot to offer for not very much money. It is comfortable in a situation like this, but it's also comfortable in a situation like this. And if you're really feeling froggy, you can get to a place like this. The Rad Mission 1 is great. Let's just go ahead and get into the pros and cons, of which there are not very many cons, but let's just get into what makes the Rad Mission 1 the Rad Mission 1 and what made it such a success in my eyes. So this is it, the Rad Mission 1 by Rad Power Bikes. I'm going to try not to scream into this microphone because I did that in one of my other videos and I realized the microphone's right near my mouth and it's enclosed in a full face helmet. I don't really need to be that loud, but here's the bike. This is Rad Power Bikes entry into like the really simple like city commuter fixed gear bike, kind of screaming that San Francisco style. I'm pretty sure that's why it's called the Mission. I think that is paying homage to San Francisco. But this bike is the perfect thing for a city like San Francisco, or I think the perfect thing for any major city, because really simple single speed transmission keeps your overall maintenance really low. Dual disc brakes on the side are going to help you crunch those when that fool in the SUV cuts you off. You've got nice comfortable riding position for doing heavy miles, but the benefit of a 500-watt rear hub motor to get you up those really steep hills, or just to lower your impact if you are going very far and don't want to have to like pedal your way all the way there. You can kick up that pedal assist a little bit and kind of help yourself out some. Like a lot of bikes on the market, it does have 4 levels of pedal assist. You can see right here, 0 is no assistance at all. I should probably go from this angle. 1 is a little bit of assistance, 2 is more, 3 is even more, 4 is the most. You got up and down arrows to go through those. We're to 0 now. Throttle does nothing really. We got going all the way up to 4, where the throttle will do a bunch. It'll pull that boy, you see. And the pedal assist will kick in the same way as any other bike. Any other bike with a cadence sensor, that is. You pedal a little bit, the bike triggers the engine because it feels your legs passing by. It throws on the power, throwing on the amount of power based on the pedal assist level you are in. My other GoPro there, so you can see my beautiful face, even though my visor is always closed when I use that. Got a headlight button there, which huge perk. I really appreciate Rad Power Bikes for throwing in lights. That is something that a lot of companies don't do, especially in this price point. You got head and tail lights. The tail light is also a brake light, which I will go ahead and try to demonstrate. It's kind of hard to pull the brakes and see it. Let's try to do this hand trick. You can see the light on my hand, and it gets brighter as we're pulling that front brake. Hopefully that's coming through on camera so you guys can see that. But that is another great perk with this bike. This bike, right now you can pick it up for $10.95. It's on sale. I think that's $200 off their MSRP. I don't know if it's one of those kind of sales tactics where the $10.95 is going to last forever, so that's just always the price. But nonetheless, right now in March 2021, you can pick this bike up for $10.95, and it's so worth it. I don't really think there's much competing with it in this segment. This super simple single speed e-bike with a solid motor and solid components. I don't think there's much competing with it for that like $1,000 price point. It's got some comfortable grips there. Super comfortable. I always thought these shapes were really dorky until I started doing a lot of miles on bikes and realized it just feels really good. You got dual Tektro mechanical disc brakes, which is nothing super exceptional, but it's still pretty good. Tektro's a big name. You got quality products there. Like I said, rear-mounted 500-watt hub motor right there. Single speed. You have this little guy as kind of a chain tensioner. It looks like a derailleur, but it's not. Chain tensioner. You got your battery pack there, which is removable. Rad Power sells extra batteries, which is something if I bought this bike, I'd probably consider. It gets a really good amount of range, but taking that battery pack and adding a second one in this basket that I added here would really lengthen it up. Like I could go all day with those 2 battery packs. Like I wouldn't have to worry about range at all, which, as I mentioned in my last e-bike video, range is a huge problem with e-bikes. You're always going to be really fixated on how much battery power you have left. When it comes to this, we got 5 lights to indicate battery level. Right now it's on full. I haven't really done much riding yet. I'm maybe 5 miles away from home. Another cool little perk here is included bell, which if you're going on a path like this, you got to let somebody know you're coming up on their side. It's cool to ring the bell versus like just screaming on your left or on your right, you know. Nice little perk. I really appreciate Rad Power for including everything you actually need out the box. There were a few additions that we went ahead and added. The fenders do not come with the bike. They're an optional upgrade. The basket does not come with the bike. Another optional upgrade. It's got the rear fender there. The rack did come on the bike, I believe. Actually, no, it didn't. The rack came with the bike. We ordered it separately. It cost extra money, but it did come with the bike. Let's go ahead and hop on and give it a ride. Obviously, I switched out the pedals, BMX pedals like always. And I've got a bag from Chrome Industries, which I can't sing their praises enough. You guys know I like Chrome. Chrome Industry bag on there. Pedal Assist 4, kicking in strong, sending us down this little trail. Here we go. We got a person. Let's make sure we don't hit this guy. I waved. He did not wave back. That's okay. We're not here to make friends. We're here to ride e-bikes. We're here to ride e-bikes today. Or actually not even today, just like right now, because later on it's definitely going to be motorcycle time. It's a beautiful day out. It was supposed to rain all day, but then it got really sunny and really warm, so definitely gonna be getting on the motorcycle later. I just wanted to get out on this bike, make this video, and kind of show it off because I'm really happy with it. I think the Rad Power Rad Mission 1 is about as good as it gets for $1,000. It's exceptional. You see now, it's taking me up this hill pretty easily. This hill is very, very mellow. As I've said many a times, GoPro really distorts the height of things. But up a little mellow hill, super easy. Going down a hill, we're picking up pretty good speed. One of the things that everybody obsesses about, like I've said before, on an e-bike is top speed. The top speed on the Rad Mission 1 is listed at 20 miles an hour. That is not a true top speed. Let's get around her. That is not a true top speed. 20 miles sustainable all day long, it can do that. But this bike is going to soar up to 25, maybe even 28 miles an hour sometimes, just because of the rolling resistance. It has very low rolling resistance and a really slick silhouette. So it cuts that wind. You get yourself on a little hill, you're going to go past that. But on the flat, completely flat without working very hard, 20 miles an hour is for sure your top speed. But you get those legs spinning, you get a little bit of hill on your side, you're going to soar way faster than that. Faster than you'll ever need to go on something like this with bicycle brakes, you know. There we go. We get that wave back. There you go, lady. I want it. I love it. Making friends, making friends. Let's see if this guy does it. Oh, yeah. He started with the wave. That guy opened it up. He opened that gate of friendship. You see it? But coasting along, man. This is great. This bike, the brakes are way better than they have any business being for some two mechanical disc brakes. Like, you can get that rear tire skidding if you want to. Really easy. You can do the same on the front, but I'm not as good at doing that, so I'm not gonna, because it'd be a shame if I fell on camera. Okay, now we get a pretty steep hill. Let's see what we got going on here. I got some resistance. Like, I can definitely feel my legs burning a little bit, but it's super easy still. This is the level of like workout that I'm looking for when I'm riding an e-bike, because I already work out. I'm not riding e-bikes for a workout. I'm riding e-bikes for fun. It's cool that they're a little bit more engaging than a motorcycle, you could say. But I'm not really doing it to try to get a crazy cardio workout in. I just want a little bit of something, and this is doing it for me. The single speed transmission forces you to be honest with yourself and actually climb the hill. You can't just downshift to make it easy. I love that about it. Coming from a background of riding fixed gear bikes for years and years and years, the simplicity of not having gears just speaks to me. When I went from riding fixed gear bikes, I started riding twist and go scooters. Like, my first one was a Yamaha Vino. I bought a bunch of Honda Elites, Genuine Buddies, Vespa LXs, just all those like kind of like twist and go modern scooters. And they're all single speed as well. So that's just like kind of what I come from. I don't really come from a history of shifting gears. Granted, now all my motorcycles obviously are manual. My cars are manual, but I come from a history of very simple vehicles, and I really like how this bike kind of harkens back to that. Harkens back to a time of just simplicity, not too many moving parts, just what you need, but with that huge modern twist of being an electric, like, or an e-bike. I always want to automatically say electric e-bike as if there's non-electric e-bikes. But yeah, you get the modern flair of having a 500-watt motor at the rear to help you out, but you still feel like you're just, a kid on a bicycle, riding around on a path, going too quick, standing up when you don't even need to, just because you want to feel the breeze. It's great. I can't explain enough how much fun e-bikes are. I keep trying to tell people that, like, if you like motorcycles and you like bicycles, you really need an e-bike because it is the best of both worlds. I was gonna try to get out in the street, but that guy was like too busy looking at me to actually drive, so it was gonna get dangerous. Let's cross here, and we got a pretty steep hill here, and working with traffic. So I mean, not like traffic, like a traffic jam, but there's cars on the road, so you'll kind of see what it's really like to be on this bike in real world conditions. And I can honestly say, besides that guy blowing the stop sign a little bit and being scary, I can honestly say it's nice. Obviously, cars are always going to be dicks to people on bicycles. That's just the nature of the beast. But I'm climbing a really steep and gradual hill here, and it's going really easy. I can feel it again. Like, you can tell, like, I'm definitely not the most fit person. Like, I'm not necessarily unfit, but I'm not the most fit guy in the world. And the fact that I'm not really breathing hard at all says something about how well this bike does climbing hills. If anything, I feel a little winded simply because I'm talking so fast. I really should slow down the jabberjaw and just let the words just eloquently fall out of my jaw, you know? But nope, I just blast them out there. Full speed talking all the time, full sends with my words. That's why you're here. You love it. It's great. You probably hate it, but I'm not going to stop. It wouldn't be a daily Cycle Works video if I didn't do something on a vehicle that it's not intended to do. So let's see what it's like getting out in a field on the Rad Power Rad Mission 1. So far, so good. I'm just using all throttle here. It is very ruddy. I don't know if you can see the ruts. You can probably see it like in the way my arms are jiggling, but there's some pretty big ruts in this thing, some dips, some whoops. But we're coasting along. I'm gonna stop here and grab a picture. You guys can come with me on that journey. Oh man, I will say that throwing a leg over this thing, whoo, not super easy. All right, got that quick draw on the camera. Boom. There we go. How's that? You think those footage are good? I'll roll it up on the screen here. You let me know if it looks good. Comment down below. If it looks awful, don't comment below. You can only comment if it looks good. If it looks bad, I don't want to hear from you. I'm sorry. Kickstand back up. Ooh, my other camera's slumping. Let's get on the throttle. See if it can get us started in this rut. This stuff's pretty juicy, this ground. You can see the tracks in it. It is rough. But we're going. We're going. We're going. We're going. We're going. Woo! Pretty steep hill there. You can kind of see here. Not the steepest hill I've ever gone down, but fairly steep, especially for a bike that's not intended to go off-road, you know? I take that as a win. Let's cruise down into here. This is Walmart, it seems. Huh. Let's cruise around the parking lot of this place, see what's up. Woo, let's go behind it. I love going behind buildings. You guys know that. But I love going to neighborhoods and just exploring, especially ones that aren't far from home, but are like just far enough to where like you don't ever go to them, you know? Like you never go, like you might go to the Walmart right next to your house, but you don't go to the Walmart that's 2 Walmarts away, or maybe even like 1 Walmart away. So doing that sometimes just to see what's up is dope. Just to kind of explore, see how the other half lives. I was just talking about the other day about like going behind grocery stores as a kid to steal milk crates. Whether it was to like build things or to like make little ramps or just to put on the back of our bicycles, you know. So I was like, do kids still do that? And it's funny to be behind one and still see milk crates behind them. I guess that's still a thing. They still put them here and kids probably still come and steal them. Oh man. But as you can tell, the bike isn't skipping a beat, and everything you could possibly do. I threw that basket on the rear and it holds just about anything I could ever need. So I honestly think if you make the same decisions, you get yourself a Rad Mission 1. Let's stop here. You get yourself a Rad Mission 1. You get yourself a little rack and a basket. You can honestly have a full commuter bike. Man. So I got a lock in it, just a little Schwinn I got from Academy Sports. It's not my favorite lock. I prefer kryptonite locks, but that lock does the job as long as you're not locking up in somewhere sketchy or for very long, you know. But the overall package is exceptional for like just a little bop around. You can throw your lunch in there, change your clothes if you're the kind of person that needs to get to work and change. You don't want to ride in a suit. Get some groceries. I've done several grocery runs on it and no issues at all. As you saw, I can go down some trails pretty easily. It can keep up with traffic in any way that it needs to, in the same way that any bicycle can. I think Honestly, the Rad Power Bikes Rad Mission 1 gets a big thumbs up from me. I have no complaints, which is rare because I'm a dude that loves complaining, but I have no complaints. They give you a lot at the box for that price. You get reliable components. You get a slick paint job. I love this color paint, and they have lots of options. That's the thing. A lot of those lower level, entry level bikes are going to only come in like one color. You might have black, you might have white, maybe just like a silver color, but this has tons of really cool, unique colors, which really, again, like harkens back to that, to my fixed gear days. When you're customizing your bike, you're trying to make it look really slick because that's your sole means of transportation. I'd like to say that customizing fixed gear bikes is what led me to car culture. It's what led me to modify everything. It's what led me to like realize that a stock motorcycle is just not good enough. You got to do some stuff. You got to personalize it. You got to make it your own. And it's cool to get those vibes back, get those feels. I'm not going to run out and buy a fixed gear bike. Honestly, I did that for so long. I have zero interest in riding a bicycle that doesn't have an engine on it or a motor. But this is really nice medium for me. I'm having a really good time on this. And honestly, I could see this being part of my like permanent stable. I could see myself buying this bike and really enjoying it and having a great time with it. If it were me, I'd probably put some sort of front rack situation on it, just so I can get this bag off of here. I really needed this stuff in this bag, but it doesn't really work as a traditional handlebar bag because of all the cables and the headlight. Maybe I would put the bag there and try to figure out some other placement for the headlight, maybe like get it mounted to like a fender or something. If I really had to take a shot at the bike, I would say it is the fenders, which are an optional upgrade, so it's not like really a thing, but they're made of plastic. I would have rather seen metal. I know it's in the budget at Rad Power. I would have even happily paid more for metal ones. The plastic ones are cool because if they break, you can just like order a new one, but I'd prefer metal, just me personally. But otherwise, bang up success, Rad Power Bikes. I am super thrilled to ride this thing. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit. Hopefully you guys just got a good grasp for the bike. If you have any specific questions, I'm not the kind of channel that's just going to run down a spec sheet. I'm not generally interested in specs. I don't really care about miles per gallon or horsepower or like range as far as like actual miles that much. What I really care about is how something makes you feel. I'm kind of about the experience, and I can say this bike was a good experience. So all those specs don't really matter to me because I had fun. I got where I needed to go, and it was just great. But if you do have those super specific text questions that you could probably just Google on a spec sheet. But if you want to ask me them, I'll happily answer. What I'm going to do is just Google a spec sheet because I don't know. I don't know everything about this battery. I don't know everything about this motor. What I do know is that this bike is a lot of fun, and it's been good to me. And I will say that like on that technical side, the range has been plenty, more than my electric XP, more than the Fidos I've ridden, more than most of the e-bikes I've ridden. It's been plenty. The idea for a second battery is just so I can have even more. But that's it for this one, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please hit subscribe. I appreciate every single subscriber I get. The numbers are climbing, and that is amazing. Thank you so much for your support, and I hope you have a really good day. Peace.